and some type of like carb soy. Oh my gosh. Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Nikki, and today's video I'm going to be sharing a Sam's Club grocery haul with you guys. I didn't need too much today, mostly some produce, proteins, and then a couple snacky things and some new items that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. So I'll be giving the Weight Watchers points and nutrition labels on the screen and just talking about how I use these things to stay on track with my weight loss journey and just my healthy habits. If you enjoy this video or find it helpful, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And let's go ahead and start with the 0-point items, mostly produce first. So the first thing that we're going over today, I actually got this big thing of Flavor Bomb tomatoes. I really like the flavor of these, and I don't have any tomatoes from my garden yet, but what I plan to use these for is a big pasta salad. I don't know if I'll use all of them because there's a good amount in there, but the other thing I really like to use these tomatoes for is I'll toss them in a little bit of olive oil, some seasoning, maybe even like fresh basil and some Parmesan, and then I roast them in the air fryer. Sometimes I also use balsamic and it's really good, but then I just toss them in some pasta and it kind of turns into a sauce because they're cooked and nice and soft, and that's just one of my favorite ways to use them. Otherwise, I'll just use them raw like this and slice them up to add to the pasta salad, which I'm also going to add some cucumbers. And more recently, I keep mentioning that I've just been buying one big cucumber because I don't go through them as quickly, but I did get these mini ones that I used to always buy because I'm gonna use a lot of them for the pasta salad. And then the rest of them I can just use for a snack plate. I usually like to dip them in tuna. I'll pretty much just like cut them in half and then scoop them in tuna or Greek yogurt dip and stuff like that. So these are a nice option for just like a refreshing, crunchy snack, or they work really, really well in pasta salad, and that's what I'll be using most of these for. Then of course, grab some blueberries for yogurt bowls, pancakes, waffles, that type of stuff. Blueberries are always just a good fruit option that we buy pretty much every time we go to the store, and these ones look pretty good. Also, bananas we always buy for protein shakes, and bowls of cereal. That has become one of my favorite snacks, or even like meals. Sometimes I try to like build it up and make a big bowl of cereal if it's kind of later and we don't want to do a big dinner. With how things have been going lately, I feel like I'm just kind of all over the place, and so I'll make a big bowl of cereal with some extra protein, but then the Fairlife milk I use also adds a good amount of protein, and then I slice up a banana, which just makes it more filling, helps me get some fruit in, and I don't know, I just love the combination of banana with cereal. So we've been buying a lot more of these because of that, and then of course protein shakes, and sometimes Adam will just bring them plain to work. It's also been really nice that our Sam's Club has consistently had zucchini, and now that zucchini's in season, it's even better because this looks really good today. We are gonna have some from our garden, but we're not there yet in the season. We've still got some time to go, so I just bought a bag of this because I'll use it for veggie mix, but also just quick meals that I throw together. Sometimes I'll just make like a quick pasta dish and I need a vegetable to add in, and I'll just chop up one zucchini, cook it up in the stove with some seasoning, and then you can mix it with the pasta with the protein and a sauce, and it builds a really quick and easy meal. Okay, we got this big pack of romaine. I might actually cut some of it up and make a big salad, but it'll depend on with the pasta salad and stuff. We don't need too much in there, but this usually lasts us for sandwiches and burgers and even like tacos, whatever we use lettuce for. Sometimes I'll chop it up and add it to bowls. I don't usually eat that many salads, but sometimes I go through these phases where I just crave like a side salad with dinner. So it's nice to have this. We use it a lot for different things. And then back to the veggie mix, I always grab some bell peppers. So these were pretty big this time. They look really good, and I just love the variety. I get these every single time. I talk about them every time, but it's mostly for my veggie mixes, which lately I've been getting more and more questions about how I make a veggie mix. And I have a video where I share 5 different ones that I like to make, including the main one, which is pepper, onion, and zucchini. So I'll link that video in the description where I talk about the 5 veggie mixes, but it is one of the best things I've ever done to just help myself stay on track. And even though I said I've been kind of all over the place lately, I need to get back to ingredient prepping because that really just helps me to incorporate vegetables and to keep meals filling by adding 0-point foods really easily, because when I just have it prepped in the fridge, I can add it to so many different meals and it bulks it up, it's 0 points, and helps me hit my vegetable goals. So that's why I always make sure to grab these peppers. When I have them in the fridge, I have to use them up. It kind of gets me to make some veggie mix. Okay, and then I got some Cosmic Crisp apples. I used to always buy the Honey Crisp, but even now when I go there, they're more expensive, and these have been tasting so much better. So when I first tried Cosmic Crisp, I didn't really like them, and that was when I was still in my Honey Crisp phase, but I think I got bad apples then, and now every time I get these have been really on point and sweet and just what I enjoy. So I have one every day after dinner. I usually just bite into it, but sometimes I'll slice them up and make a plate of apple nachos, or sometimes I make a Greek yogurt dip with some peanut butter, honey, and cinnamon, and then I'll just dip the apple slices in it. Okay, we just needed some more eggs, so 0 points on Weight Watchers. I like to use these mostly for breakfast. I'll do like an egg scramble. Sometimes I'll just do scrambled eggs with toast or make like a breakfast sandwich. And then other times I just use it for different recipes. these, whether it's like a batch of turkey burgers, I'll throw an egg in with some panko, or even like fried rice. Our favorite part about it is the scrambled egg. So I always make sure to have some eggs on hand. They're 0 points and a nice higher protein option. Okay, then we were out of cans of corn, so I got this 8-pack. It's just regular whole kernel corn. I like to use this for corn salsa. Also, that video I mentioned with the different veggie mixes, sometimes I'll mix a can of corn with beans and tomato and use it for like Mexican style dishes. So another 0 point food that helps me to bulk up some meals, and we just usually prefer the cans. Sometimes I get it frozen, but I don't know, I just prefer the taste and everything and the convenience of having the cans. Okay, we needed some more nonstick olive oil spray, so I just like to get this from Sam's because it's cheaper to get just the 2-pack like this. This is what I use whenever I bake something in a pan on the stove or even in the oven. Sometimes I'll even just spray this on things when I bake them and it helps to like crisp them up and stuff, but I use this for veggies, potatoes, pretty much everything. Also got some seasoning. So this is my all-time favorite and most used Kinder seasoning. They've got a lot that I love, but I just go through this one so quickly because it works so well with a bunch of different meals. It's just their garlic parmesan seasoning. Okay, some proteins that we got. So the other day we got fresh shrimp from the store and it was just so much better than frozen. I don't know if I'll buy frozen again because sometimes we get that weird fishy taste with the frozen shrimp, and the one we got fresh the other day was so good that I've been craving it since, and these just looked really good. They're just already made skewers, and I figured it'd be nice and easy to just pop them on the grill and either make like shrimp tacos out of them or even just eat these with maybe some chicken and veggies. I've got some corn on the cob, so maybe we'll do that, but I'm excited to have this. It's 0 points and it's got a good amount of protein. In the serving of 3 ounces, it's got 21 grams of protein. That'll be nice and filling, and I've just been craving it. We also got some lunch meat. So this is just oven roasted turkey breast. It's 0 points on WeightWatchers. For the serving of 3 slices, it's got 60 calories and 12 grams of protein. And this is the meat that Adam likes to make his sandwiches or wraps that he brings to work out of. And actually, he hasn't been making sandwiches as much. If you guys have been watching me for a while, every time I talk about the lunch meat, I say how he does the sprouted grain bread with some mustard and lettuce. But lately, he's been switching over to wraps. So he'll use the La Banderita low carb wraps, and that way it helps him to get a little more fiber in, and it's just kind of mixed it up for him to give him something different. So he still uses the lunch meat on them. He'll add lettuce and mustard and stuff. It's pretty much the same thing, but on a tortilla instead of bread. Okay, then I got some lean ground turkey. This is actually 5 pounds here. So I may even just freeze one of these and use one at a time, but I'll probably do taco meat or turkey burgers. I feel like that's just my go-to with this. Or sometimes I've even just been cooking it and grounding it up, and then I can use it for different meals, whether I want to do like pasta, I can add some garlic and stuff to it and maybe just like divide it up and then use the rest for like a Spanish dish and make it taco seasoned or something. But sometimes I'll do it all tacos, sometimes I'll just do it plain and add the seasoning as I use it for dishes. But it's nice to just get the big batches like this so that it's ready and prepped in the fridge. I can just cook it all at once. And that's actually exactly what I do with the ground chicken. So this is 3 pounds of ground chicken and it's 8% fat. So 0 points on WeightWatchers, 160 calories for 4 ounces, and it's got 22 grams of protein. Honestly, between the two lately, I feel like I've been preferring ground chicken, but they're honestly so similar that I also just mix it up and have them both. I have been incorporating more lean ground beef, but to be honest, I just preferred the ground chicken and turkey over that. So I incorporated to mix things up, but we really like getting this because it's filling, it's got a good amount of protein, and we just like the taste of it. Okay, I have had such a craving for pulled pork, so that is why I got this. We've gotten it a couple times from Sam's Club. It's just their Pitmaster seasoned pulled pork. It is 3 points for 3 ounces, so usually we get the pulled chicken, which I think is now 0 on WeightWatchers actually, but we decided to get the pulled pork just because I really want to do like a barbecue pulled pork sandwich and a mac and cheese bowl. So this will be the perfect amount because this has 32 ounces. It's 2 pounds. So in the serving of 3 ounces, it's 3 points, 130 calories. It's got 5 grams of fat and 18 grams of protein. And I'll probably just use it with my 0 point barbecue sauce and then, like I said, put it on mac and cheese, maybe a bun and make a sandwich out of it. I don't know. I've just been craving it. Honestly, even nachos would be so good with this. So that's something different that'll help us just to mix it up. It is a little bit higher point, but that's what weeklies are for. Okay, another 0 point option. I got some chunk light tuna in water. This is 0 points for the can. Each one has 20 grams of protein and 160 calories. And usually I'll just make a can for myself, add some non-fat Greek yogurt, some seasoning, and then sometimes I'll chop up veggies, maybe even just like onion or pickles. But it works really well for snack plates because it's really filling and I like to dip different things in it like cucumbers or pretzels. And then sometimes I'll make like a tuna melt and open face sandwich, which is also one of my favorite things. I know some people are kind of picky about heated up tuna, but I honestly really like it when it's on sandwiches with some cheese or in pasta. If you guys have my cookbook, I have a tuna noodle recipe in there, and it is so quick and easy, but also just like a really filling, satisfying meal. So we like to make that a lot, especially when I'm kind of short on time and just need to throw something together. It's always nice to have these cans of tuna on hand. And then we got these from the freezer section. So they are these Southern style chicken bites, and it's just Members Mark, so the Sam's Club brand. These taste the most similar to Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets, and that's why we like to get them. It works really well to make copycat Chick-fil-A breakfast wraps or breakfast bowls, which I've actually been making more and more lately with some potatoes and scrambled eggs and just these, or even grilled chicken it works with. But these have that pickle flavor to them that make them taste like Chick-fil-A, and they are breaded. They're 150 calories for 4 pieces and 4 points on Weight Watchers for that serving. They have 5 grams of fat, 12 carbs, 2 grams of sugar, and 13 grams of protein. So we usually just pop them in the air fryer. I also recently got some waffle fries too, so I might do a nice copycat Chick-fil-A full meal at home, but they're just nice to have as an option in the freezer. Okay, I needed some more of this teriyaki sauce. So they've got a couple actually, but this is just the one that was at Sam's. It's teriyaki with sesame and ginger, and it is Kinder's again, so same brand as the seasoning I got. This is really nice to have on hand for fried rice or sesame noodles or just meals like that I want to throw together quickly. A lot of the times I can stir fry some veggies up and just squeeze a little bit of this in there, and it adds the perfect amount of flavor and just like saltiness, sesame flavor, which I really like. For the serving of a tablespoon, it is 2 points. It's a little bit higher, but it's just because it has 6 grams of sugar. It's got 25 calories in that serving and 6 carbs, and it's just a nice option for sauce. Even when I want to make like a poke bowl or sushi bowl at home, just a little drizzle of this goes a long way because it's got some good flavor, and I like that it's just the big bottle like this. Okay, I needed some corn tortillas. I just finished the bag of these the other day. So this is the brand El Milagro. They are corn tortillas. The serving is for 2 of them, and it's 3 points on Weight Watchers. If you have 3 of them, it's 4 points, and if you have 1 of them, it's 1 point. For the serving of 2, it's 100 calories, 1.5 grams of fat. It's got 21 carbs, 2 grams of fiber, and 3 grams of protein. And these are just such a good, authentic corn tortilla. They work well with tacos. Sometimes I'll put some meat and veggies and roll them up and pop them in the oven. You can make them crispy, or you can put sauce on them and make them kind of like enchiladas. So I'm always doing different things with them. I also like to cut them up and put some olive oil spray and some salt, and then just turn them into chips in the air fryer. That's always a nice lower point option, and it's filling. And I feel like sometimes it helps to see like how many chips you get out of how many tortillas, because I always see the meme or joke about it where you're eating like unlimited tortilla chips as an appetizer at a restaurant and realizing like how many tortillas you actually eat because you get like 4 chips out of each tortilla. It's kind of eye-opening. And so I like to make them at home, and then it's easier to just portion out that serving, and they taste really good. So that's this brand of tortillas. I love that Sam's Club carries the Barilla Protein Plus pasta now. So this comes with 2 boxes of penne and 2 boxes of rotini. For the serving of 2 ounces dry, it's 4 points on Weight Watchers. If you have 3 ounces, it's 6 points. And usually that's the serving of pasta I like to do when it's the main dish. So I'll do 6 points, then I'll add some type of vegetable, some type of protein, a sauce or a cheese, and then the meal comes together really quick and easy. For this serving of 2 ounces, it's 190 calories, 1 gram of fat. It's got 38 carbs, 5 grams of fiber, 2 grams of sugar, and 10 grams of protein. And lately I've even just been making 1 box at a time and storing the leftover in the fridge, and then I can make meals from already cooked pasta. It's nice and easy to do that, but I'll probably use like a box or 2 of this to make the big batch of pasta salad I'm gonna be making. Okay, we got some of these wild protein chips. This is the buffalo flavor, and this one is probably my favorite flavor from them. It's made with real chicken breast, egg whites, and bone broth. They are 5 points for the serving of 20 chips and 170 calories for that. It's 10 grams of fat, 8 carbs, 2 grams of fiber, and 10 grams of protein. These are really good, salty, and they've got a nice crunch to them. They are a little bit dry in my opinion, like as you're eating them, but I just make sure to drink water, and I feel like they just taste really good. So a nice higher protein snack option that's crunchy. Okay, I got this because it just looked like a nice combo of some snacks, even for Adam to just pack for work. He really likes these Dots pretzels. So it's got the Parmesan garlic and original for the Dots pretzels, which these are 4 points for the pack. And then the Skinny Pop original white cheddar, and then we've got some Pirate's Booty. It tells all the information over here. They're 70 calories and 80 calories for the popcorn, and I think 2 points. I need to double check for the size of the bag, but But then, like I said, the Dots pretzels are 4 points and 140 calories. So this will be a nice snack option. Okay, then the last two things I grabbed. So these are Ready protein bars. This box comes with 10 chocolate peanut butter and 10 dark chocolate sea salt. They're my favorite. I actually had one of these this morning, one of the peanut butter ones, but they're just a nice bar that's actually filling. I feel like they're a decent size for the points. They're 5 points on WeightWatchers. They've got 200 calories, 5 grams of fat. The peanut butter has 7 grams of fat, 23 carbs and 28 carbs, and then 15 grams of protein in each of them, 7 grams of fiber. It's just a nice sweet protein bar, and I don't have them every day, but sometimes even when I want a sweet dessert, they kind of satisfy that craving. I feel like the chocolate peanut butter ones taste like Scotcheroos, which is one of my favorite Christmas cookies, and so that's why I just love them. I don't always have them before the gym because sometimes they're a little too sweet, but actually the dark chocolate ones are a little bit better for that. So anyway, I just really like these. I feel like they're a good portion, and these are more like the crunchy or chewy granola bars. They're not like Bear Bells where it's just like a nougat or something. They're more just like crunchy like this. Anyway, I do have a coupon code with Ready, so if you do want to try them out and order them online, you can get 20% off with NIKKIGETSFIT 20, and I'll leave that in the description with the link and everything, but these are just my favorite. They've got a bunch of other flavors, but I like that they have this 2-pack at Sam's that has 20 bars. Okay, and then the last thing, I was so excited when I saw these. They're a little bit higher point, but these have been really helping me in the morning when I feel hungry before the gym and I just have no appetite. I really struggle to find anything appetizing that early, and especially before working out, but for some reason I can have these and they are always really good. I always have the taste for them. They are Bobo's apple pie stuffed oat bites. Not something that I have every day, but like I said, when I'm kind of struggling to have an appetite, I need something, some type of energy and some type of like carb source or sugar source. These are a nice option, and they're 6 points on WeightWatchers for one. They're gluten-free, plant-based, dairy-free, soy-free, and vegan. For the serving of one oat bite, it's 140 calories, 4 grams of fat, 25 carbs. It's got 2 grams of fiber, 10 grams of sugar, and 2 grams of protein. A little bit higher for the sugar, and especially for the size of them, but like I said, I work it into my points. I have it before a workout. They've just really been helping me out to have something before the gym. So I was happy to see the big box because I've just been buying the 5-pack from Walmart, and I actually bought the 5-pack earlier, but then got this as well because I'll be using these, and Adam likes these as well. So that wraps up everything that we got from Sam's Club today. Some new things that I'm excited for, certain things that I've just really been craving, like the shrimp and the pulled pork and stuff, but we're definitely prepared for a good week of eating and meals, and it always just helps me to stay on track when I've got this food in the fridge. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.